20-yard run up.
Dear! Good ball for Roberto Carlos. Hooked into the penalty area towards Zidane.
Nani.
Rooney! Oh, wonderful!
Manchester City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero!
Would help if I wasn't muted. What a terrible way to start. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Good evening, everyone. Savva here from Football Heritage TV, joined by everyone's favourite cricket prodigy. It's Barry. How are you, sir?
Oh, this is just see how this is like rolling since everything. Perchy earlier. Yeah, it's been a disappointing day with the weather, so there's been no cricket today, obviously, but it's been a good day. It's been a good day.
Yeah, it's been a horrible day. Absolute horrible day. And a frustrating day, I think, for many Spurs fans. Like me, you're probably in a lot of WhatsApp groups to do with football. And if I see one more time, this just needs to get done. What's happening? Is Kane going to play tomorrow? It must be going on, or we would have rejected it. Daniel Levy's on holiday. I mean, it's just gone absolutely bananas. Absolutely bananas. We'll get to that in a second. Big up to everyone in the chat. There's currently 308 of you in here at the moment, which is mad. We've only just started. So happy Saturday evening to all of you. Smash that like button the way that Wrexham's defence got smashed today, letting in 5 goals. Just saying. Hashtag just saying. Hollywood dreams sometimes don't work out. Please smash that like button. Please subscribe as well. Tonight, we are going to try and ramp up this number. We're currently on this 8,542. Let's get this to 8,600 people. And smash the like button. Pinned in the chat is the link to the Football Heritage TV Fantasy Football, where the first prize is £500. Not euro. Wow. No confusion. £500, and it gives me enough time to put away a tenner a month between now and when that happens to pay somebody. £250 for second place, and third place gets a shirt of their choice. So far, there's about 180 people that have joined, and everyone's been absolutely taking the piss about my 11. But hey, just worry about yourselves, all right? You worry about yourselves. Barry, good evening. Good evening.
Evening.
Frustrating times at Spurs at the moment. It's like we had a kind of onslaught of good news with 3 young players. Obviously, Veliz, Phillips at 18, Veliz at 19, and Van der Ven at 22. But it's almost like those stories have kind of been lost in the kind of wilderness because of Harry Kane. We all want to stop talking about it. We all won't stop talking about it. What does this silence mean? They offered it yesterday at about 2 p.m. UK time, and nothing's been said about it. Where are you at with this internally? How you doing? How you feeling?
Every time something happens or I see another tweet, I'm going from one side to the other. I'm thinking, is he staying?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he? No. Romano's tweeted, so no, he's going. And then it's like, obviously there was a Henry Wright TV exclusive last night of that Levy was at the airport, but I think he got sent to about 400 people, and Savva got it about 5 minutes before Henry, and then Henry was losing his nut over it.
Look, and then lo and behold, this morning, all these people going, we have it on good authority that Daniel Levy's having a 2-week holiday. You know, with a month to go at a transfer window, the season starting in a week, that's the time Levy's gone on holiday. I don't believe it.
And that 2-week holiday turns out he went for the weekend. And probably tomorrow he'll probably be at the game. Do you know what I mean? So this this is like nonsense, if I'm honest. So look, we'll see if he's gone for the weekend. Look, we know he doesn't necessarily like being in the spotlight in terms of being there. So look, I don't know if he'll be there tomorrow or not, but yeah, look, and then there's another. Obviously, I saw a tweet about an hour ago about Laporte, because obviously Gvardiol's come, so playing all for 30 million euros, I think, or maybe it's rupees, or I don't know what.
Do you know what, Barry? Do you know what? I don't think there's any chance Laporte comes to Spurs, but I'm old and ugly enough to sit here and say, if he does, I will publicly do a video praising Daniel Levy if he gets Aymeric Laporte over the line, because that's a statement. I just don't. I truly believe that the moment Laporte is available, I just feel like bigger clubs than us are going to be going after him. It's only my feeling. I just feel that might be the case. Do you reckon there's any chance Laporte would say yes to Tottenham?
I mean, I guess like with the 1% that we hope that Kane is staying, there's the 1% chance that never say never, right? But I just think it's highly unlikely. It's highly unlikely that it's gonna happen. I mean, look, he's probably on silly money at City. So I don't, that's the first thing. Second thing, does he want to come? Third thing, do we want to, does anyone want to do business with it? I saw another tweet earlier that Sir Alex Ferguson said that dealing with Daniel Levy was more painful than hip surgery. So
the thing is, you can imagine, right, how Man City used to doing business. Now, obviously, like with a deal like Vardiol, you're talking about massive monies involved. But Man City used to doing business. How much do you want? Come and get our player. We'll sell him. How much does the club? How much do they want? We'll buy him. I can only imagine they'll say, "Oh, Laporte is." I mean, everyone's saying 30 million. I don't know why would a player as good as Laporte only be 30 million pounds.
No idea.
Why would he be cheaper than a Mickey van der Ven?
Yeah. It'll be, I'm just trying to find out now what he's on. Well, apparently he's only on £120,000 a week. Is that
120?
Right? Yeah, apparently so. Hang on.
Wow.
Let me just do this. Let me. I've looked at two things. Let me just check that it's two. We're right, because obviously the most popular one is brought up. He's on 120 grand a week. Yeah.
Wow. Right. Go and get him then.
Go and get him.
Go and get him.
Go and get him. And go and get him.
Go and get him. See, for me, if I was Chelsea or if I was Liverpool, I'd be all over that. If I was Real Madrid or Barcelona, he can go and play for any team in the world. But listen, we'll come back to him. The Kane saga. Look, there's been reports tonight. Reports can mean whatever you want them to mean, right? Tier 1, tier 95. Henry told me he's a tier 9, whatever that means. That a deal is done, that they're waiting to announce it after Spurs have played Shakhtar Donetsk, and that a medical is booked in for Monday. But does Spurs having a game tomorrow change this scenario? And with that, I mean, if it was to be announced today that Spurs have accepted a bid for Harry Kane, then we've got a home game like 12 hours later. That would change the perception, wouldn't it, and the mood and etc., wouldn't it?
Yeah. So look, obviously there's another game going on. I was watching it a little bit early. Obviously, there's the game for Ukraine on at Stamford Bridge today. Obviously, we've got Shakhtar Donetsk tomorrow. Maybe it's been done. Maybe yesterday they'd agreed it, and all this nonsense that it hasn't been agreed was done. But we wanted to get a couple of signings in, and then get tomorrow's game out of the way, and then see what happens. Look, if he starts tomorrow, what and this is all done, why would Bayern Munich allow that? Because there's a potential that his glass ankles could become glass ankles again. And imagine everything's agreed in the background, and then tomorrow he starts, gets
yeah.
absolutely clattered, limps off, and then it's he's injured, and then it breaks down. I just, it's strange.
The thing that makes me laugh is in one of my WhatsApp groups, someone put, anyone else feel like we'll get a message in the morning saying that Harry Kane has woken up with a niggle in his groin, and for precaution he's just going to sit out today. I think he'll play. I think he'll play. But can you imagine, Barry, that the team's announced an hour before, and so you'll have thousands of people in there already, thousands of people in the forecourt, thousands in the pubs outside. If that team is announced tomorrow and Harry Kane is not in that lineup, can you imagine what the atmosphere is going to be like and the rumours?
Well, yeah. I mean, I guess, look, not many people. I mean, I've asked numerous of times who's going tomorrow, and there's not that many people going that would normally go. So actually, it probably wouldn't make a difference because there's so many people going that wouldn't normally either be able to go because of the ticket prices, or it's summer holidays, or whatever the reason is. I don't actually think it makes a difference. It'll make a difference because I'll be sat there with the mother and father-in-law, and my phone will just be going ding, 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 ding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can mute all the notifications tomorrow.
I wake up every day.
I think you're right. I think it's the only thing that I could probably compare it to is when we were outside for the North London derby, that first North London derby after COVID, and the news broke that Romero wasn't in the side and Sanchez was playing, and everyone was losing their mind. Oh my God, that's it. Sanchez is in. We're going to do it. And then you got people going, no, don't worry. So we haven't conceded a goal for 11 years or whatever the figure was with Sanchez in the team and everything else. And it just put that horrible bit of doubt in everyone's mind. Look, I think for everyone that's doing watch-alongs and everything else, it's going to be interesting. But I don't think necessarily it's going to make that much of a difference tomorrow at the stadium.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting. It's so funny, though. The more you read about Harry Kane, the more I'm sure so many people talk as though they're friends with him. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, I get people come in my chat really angry going, Savva, shut up about Kane. He is not going. I know he's not. Well, how do you know? Like, what do you know that the rest of us don't know? But look, I do think having the game throws a spanner in the works, because the other two bids that Bayern Munich made were rejected the same day, weren't they? It was almost like Spurs have rejected this outright. This bid hasn't been rejected. Publicly, it's not been rejected. Could we see him in a Spurs shirt, a 15, 30-minute, 45-minute cameo, a few waves at the end, and then Monday morning we get Harry Kane is going for would it be the biggest fee for a player we've ever received at that rate? Be more than Bale?
Yeah, I think Bale because Bale was made up of. Saw this the other day. It was made up. It was more at the time. It was for then record fee of 85, so 100.8 million euros. So yeah, it would be more than Bale. So yeah, it would be our biggest. And obviously, if it goes above the Declan Rice 105 million pounds, then obviously it's the biggest, the biggest one from the Premier League. So
yeah.
No, I mean, there's so many permutations. He could break down in the warm up. He could wake up with a cold. He could have COVID. There's so many options that everyone is kind of playing here. I mean, I guess the other question is not just on Harry Kane tomorrow saying goodbye. Is it a chance that Hugo Lloris will come in and say his goodbyes, or that's it? He's completely, as Mr. Boxer would say, that's it. I'm done. Back to Levy. I'm out of here.
Yeah, mate. Listen. I said to people, it's never a dull day at Tottenham Hotspur. It isn't. Like I was on. I do a show every Monday on Saeed TV, and I got LB from City Extra, a really good lad. He's always on there, and I said to him, "What's the biggest thing that your fan base have debates about? Like, is it?" Like last season, was it should Mahrez start on the right today or should it be Bernardo Silva? Do you know what I mean? Like, what are they what are their doubts? Like, what are they? What are they arguing about?
I said this the other day, and I said it's probably be like, oh, welcome to Man City Fan TV. We've won another trophy. We've been slapped with another 100 sanctions.
Yeah.
Come back next week, and we'll talk about the same thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do they actually talk about? Oh, Foden or Grealish, Haaland or Alvarez. What? It's that. I mean, I don't know what they would actually talk about, because surely, maybe they would talk about, oh, how many trophies are we going to win? And that's the debate, maybe. And then it's going to be about, oh, Man United are saying this, or Liverpool are saying that, or UEFA are saying this. They're probably going in on UEFA and FIFA like we go between Levy in and Levy out. Do you know what I mean? I just don't know what they talk about. It must be boring,
Yeah, just quickly. Sorry, the way you portrayed Ange football is not the truth. He will prove his haters wrong. I'm a fan of Ange Postecoglou's football. I'm not sure. This is that troll, isn't it, that keeps saying idiot things. There's your first warning. Don't come in here and start lying. Everyone knows I'm a fan of Postecoglou football. Yeah, it's funny. If you look at it, like in the last 7 years, we've probably had 5 managers, to discuss. 3 different directors of football. This player going, that player going. Does he want to leave? They want to leave. Haven't won a trophy. Man City, same owners, same manager, same director of football, keep winning trophies. Like, I can only imagine that they're YouTubers, if I'm being brutally honest. I can't imagine they get great numbers, because the content must be so... I'm going to say it. I know this sounds awful. It must be so positive all the time. Like, I just don't know what they possibly discuss. Let's talk... We're linked with a lot of players now. We're linked with Taremi. We're linked with Gift Orban. Obviously, we brought in Veliz, who's only 19. Obviously, we need some time, etc. Are these genuine links, or are we seeing the knock-on effect from the Harry Kane rumours? What do you think?
I kind of think it's a bit of both. I think it's a bit of oh, let's see, this kind of smoke and mirrors again, right? Because we were talking 3 weeks ago that Tapsoba was the number 1 target, yet we went go and get Van der Ven.
Yeah,
right? I think this is Paratici still in the background, spinning all those plates and seeing which one drops first, and they almost go, oh, okay, we'll sign him then, because that was the name on the plate.
Yeah.
Let's just smash. So I think part of it is that. Part of it is the deal's been done. We've got this we've got X amount of money, whatever it is, and everything else. Or maybe it's just I don't know. It's not. Obviously today another one we were talking about Kudus or whatever, or Kudos.
Yeah,
Mohamed Kudus. Yeah, Kudos. Now he's off pretty much off to Brighton. But we were looking at him in March, and now all the fans going, why would he go to Brighton over Spurs? Well, I'll tell you why he goes to Brighton over Spurs. Because look at the way brand of football that they're playing, and
they do their business. They do their business like this, don't they? There's none of this. Oh, we need 15 weeks to get a player over the line. But yeah, I mean, I think just going off topic for a second, I think Mohamed Kudus is a really good footballer, and I think for Brighton, if they've lost McAllister, it looks like they will probably lose Caicedo. But then when you look at they just keep bringing more players through. They just keep finding them.
I don't know how they do it. You think about all those players that they've lost in the last 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
And you just think, when's it going to stop? I mean, surely, obviously the next one probably after Caicedo, surely if Matoma gets off to a flyer like he did at the end of last season, he's going to be the next one. Their scouting network and everything that they do down there is absolutely spot on. And apparently Savva only knew about Ange last week.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Do you know what? I've been wondering who was the manager of Celtic for the last 2 or 3 years. I couldn't get my name. I couldn't get the name. I didn't know that he managed Australia either. It's just last week.
People are pretty bored. If you're bored, you can go and watch my cricket YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Rather than coming here to the chat. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I love about it? When people put in the chat, like whenever we're talking about players from other leagues and people go, oh, you've never seen them. I'm very honest. If I haven't seen a player, like I said, I've not seen Veliz. I've not seen Veliz play football. You just got to say it. If I've seen them, I'll say it. But the first thing I do as a YouTuber is the moment we're linked with someone, I at least go and try and find out as much information as I can. I speak to my mates that watch those leagues more regularly and I watch the videos. But people still come in and go, "Oh, you don't know Postecoglou," as though he's like coming into his first managerial job ever. Just a few super chats that I should go through. First of all, Graham Rue, big up to Graham, has become a channel member. So big up to you, Graham. Watch out for the first channel member only live show. That will be next week. I'll put that in the diary tomorrow. That'll be live next week. So people can come on and have their say in a bit more privacy, so to speak. Daniel, always a massive supporter of the channel. Daniel, thank you so much. You're a very generous person. Has said, my team is bad. We lost 1-0 to Harrogate Town earlier. I'm sure this stream will cheer me up. Looking forward to it. Big up, guys. Is your team, is that Doncaster Rovers?
Yeah, it is.
Is that what?
Yeah.
What league are you in now? Is
League
this the
Two.
Conference?
League
Is this League?
Two.
Did they come up Harrogate?
Or
am I don't know.
No, because it was Wrexham and Notts County came up, didn't they?
Oh, so they've been there for... Well, fair enough. Listen, Daniel, thank you so much. Good luck to Doncaster. So it's only 3 points. You can make it up. You can make it up at the end of the season. Don't worry about it. Paul Davis, big up. Always another big supporter, has said, evening, Savva. Keep up the good work on Football Heritage TV. Keep up the good work, mate. Right now, let's get back to THFC business. Yeah, man. As soon as Daniel's put his suntan lotion away, Mr. Levy will be able to start getting in some more players. Kaylee Davis has said, I predict it will take a surprisingly short amount of time to adjust to the absence of Kane. Kaylee, I agree with you. I genuinely don't think it's the big drama that a lot of our fans think it's going to be. But, Kaylee, we will see, right? He might be here. It's 50-50, right? He might be here, he might not. And the Tottenham tea lady has, to be fair, you have to give Levy credit for getting over 100 million euros for a player that has a year left on his contract. I mean, it's Harry Kane. I would expect that number to be there or thereabouts. But listen, I'll respect Levy if he gets rid of Kane for that money and replaces him with a Tapsoba or a Laporte and a Gift Orban and a midfielder. I can't grumble at that. Thank you so much. Keep smashing the like button, people. We are on 8,549 subscribers. Let's get another 25. There's 700 of you in the chat. 25 of you just smashed the subscribe button. And thank you very much. Barry, it's interesting, isn't it? When you look at all of this transfer activity that has literally in the last week, literally in the last 3 or 4 days, this transfer activity has gone mad.
Yeah.
A cynical person, I'm not saying I'm old and cynical, but I am old and cynical, would say, hang on, all of this activity coincided with the Bayern Munich meeting that was on Monday, right? Yeah. Bayern Munich came over Monday. Oh, it wasn't a good meeting. And then suddenly Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, players are coming in, medicals are happening. I don't know. Am I being cynical or is there smoke there?
Yeah, look, I think, 23 minutes. See again now, Romano's just put even more doubt in my head now because he's tweeted or it's come through someone else that Romano said it. Bayern Munich are irritated by Daniel Levy's decision to wait and not proceed with the deadline for Harry Kane. But earlier we were told there was no deadline and there was no this and everything else. No, I think there's so many smoke and mirrors. Do you know what? Actually, right, I said this morning. I said Van der Ven and Romero look like they are the new, let's just say, new Toby and Jan, right? They're going to be the future centre-backs, right?
No pressure.
So, yeah, no pressure, but that's exciting, right? Imagine Kane's woken up. I mean, I'm sure he knew about the things going on because of the player committee and all of that nonsense or whatever we're being told from that. But imagine Kane just wakes up this morning, tunes in to Perchy this morning. He's just like sat there with Kate. They're having breakfast. And he just sat there, Perchy's on. And he's seen the Ashley Phillips stuff, the Van der Ven stuff. And he's going, maybe I should stay one more year and see what's going to happen.
Yeah,
Maybe this could be like I know we all criticise leaving everything for everything. This could be the biggest masterstroke if he pulls it off. Not only if Harry Kane stays, but he gets him to sign a contract as well. Could you absolutely believe if that happens? That is going to be absolute meltdown from some people, but also a genius masterstroke. And he sat there, it's like sat there over the button going, I could press the button and completely destroy Tottenham Hotspur, or I could just sit here stroking the old cat and like laughing like Dr. Evil. Do you know what I mean? Something in the back of my mind is telling me
he'll be a hero. He'll be a hero.
Exactly.
He'll be a hero to people.
2 weeks ago with the ticket prices to 2 weeks down the line, there's going to be a statue of him outside the stadium.
Yeah.
It's mad. It's absolutely mad.
By the way, JP, I honestly, if you knew me, I don't take them personally. Just please don't get it confused that because I read them out and call them out that I take it personally. Nothing any of you say to me in the comments affects me personally, right? My mental health is good. Yeah. I've been through so many things in my life that people saying bad things about me on YouTube does not
Devon, 829. Barry, stop lying. I'm literally looking at Twitter or X or whatever it's called. It says Spurs Extra 23 minutes ago. Exactly what I said at Fabrizio Romano. I'm literally reading it off Twitter, which is what a lot of people do when we're sitting here getting everything. We don't this is opinions. We don't have connections. We don't have people feeding us information. This is just us giving our opinions, and we form them, and we look, and we go and do research, and we do all of this. Why? What am I gaining on a Saturday night where I've got no kids to come on and lie on YouTube about something?
Honestly, it makes me laugh. Like, for anyone that's not seen me before, I'm a big believer in comments, and some I'll read out that are good, some I'll read out that are bad. You know, I'm a big believer that if you're going to be an idiot, I'm going to call you out for being an idiot. I don't take them to heart. I promise. I don't go to bed and they don't upset me. All right. I don't go into my, to my other half and go, I can't believe he said I don't watch the Dutch league, and I do watch the Dutch league. Come on. It's all right.
Someone also, Savva, someone with no picture, no real name.
Oh, always. And do you know the best thing about it is when they give it to me too much and I say, cool, come on, I'll give you the link. Come on.
Yeah.
Tumbleweed. Oh, I can't right now. Oh, but you can be mugging me off all show. I do find it funny. Look, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? I think I've kept the same energy with Kane the whole window. I've kept the same energy. Sign a contract, stay. Love him, stay. Don't sign the contract, sell him. For me, I don't think this has been a complicated situation at all. I'm seeing tweets that get sent to me and messages on YouTube and stuff where people are just absolutely, it's as though they're about to lose a loved one. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's honestly as though they're about to lose someone they love. And I don't mean lose them as lose a footballer, like lose them to death. Like, it's a footballer, Barry.
Yeah.
We'll be okay, right? We're going to be okay.
Just also, for that person, for Devon, right?
There he is.
Here we go, right? I'm just going to put this, if Savva shares my screen, right? I'm going to read it. This is my ex-Twitter account, Spurs Express. I'll make it big as well in case you think I'm adding words there. Daniel Levy is still not communicated anything to Bayern. The Spurs chairman is taking his time. Bayern remain optimistic, but it's up to Tottenham. Sources close to the deal guarantee the deal is still on as of now, from Fabrizio Romano. So just so you're all good, just for Devon, I'm not lying there.
No, that's you're a liar. Just own it. Just own it. You're a liar. All right. What was it? You're a liar. You're a liar and a fake. Was that Jade Goody?
Yeah.
In the Big Brother house.
In the Big Brother house. Yeah. Yeah.
You're a liar. You're
could
a liar
you imagine,
and a fake.
Could you? Oh no, that was Love Island with Davide. Not that I know, because I don't. I mean, obviously I know because I watched it.
But, I don't watch.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine they did a Big Brother's coming back? Could you imagine doing a Spurs YouTube in the Big Brother house? But you're cut off. You're cut off from the outside world. But you see a plane going over with a message. You don't know if it's true or not. You've got no contact with the outside world. And you walk out 8 weeks later, and you're like, "What the hell have I missed?"
Yeah, this is an interesting one. Question, Savva. I'm with Barry on Emerson, doing a good job for us. Would you start him against Brentford? I've always said with the right back and the left back, it all depends who the other one is. And what I mean by that is I don't think, without a proper DM, I don't think you can start Edozie and Porro. I think if you play both of them and no defensive midfielder to protect the two centre-backs, I think you're just going to get opened up at will. For me, I think if it is Edozie starting on the left, then I think Porro's got to be, Royal's got to be your guy on the right. I think if Porro's starting on the right, then I think you have put someone like a Van de Ven at left back, and hopefully whoever the other new centre-back is, please, in the middle with Romero. I just don't think you can. I think if you've got a top DM in there, you can say, cool, we've got our triangle here. We've got two good centre-halves. We've got a DM. They all sit. Go on, fullbacks. You go and join in. Otherwise, it's going to be a long, tough season down those channels. Would that be fair, Barry?
Yeah. Look, 100%. And look, I said that we would get 3 centre backs when we were saying how many centre backs are we getting. Unfortunately, it isn't the taps over the Van de Ven and the Longley. It's the Phillips, Van de Ven, and I think probably Longley, because obviously we're going to Barcelona on Tuesday.
Oh, darn. And he's coming home, is he?
I've just got that horrible thing and that horrible feeling that there's going to be an announcement. I mean, I don't want to see anyone get injured, but if Clement Longley could get injured between now and Tuesday, that would be wonderful for us.
Yeah. It's absolutely fine. I love it. I love this troll. He's brilliant. I mean, first of all, I don't think we've even mentioned the transfer window, whether it's good or bad yet. I mean, we've signed 5 players and you still think it isn't a good transfer window. Now, listen, I hadn't mentioned anything, but in preemptive of what I would have said about the transfer window, if as a fan, you've not learnt by now that it's not about volume, it's not about quantity, it's about quality, I can't help you. Every window when Spurs sign 7 players, people go, there you go, we've invested. No. Investing is buying proper players in every position. Last year, you bought Longley, who was rubbish, Forster on a free, Spence, that the manager didn't want, Perisic, who didn't fit the system, Richarlison, who wasn't going to start games. So it's not just about numbers. I mean, Barry, what's your feeling on that? Is it, we've bought 5, it's a great window?
Well, first of all, I think this guy's lying, because I think we've signed more than 5 players.
This guy, he just cracks me up. I keep inviting him on.
Can we just go through it? I think it's more than 5. So I'm not coming on with this. Porro was an obligation and Kulusevski was already here, because actually they weren't our players. So if we include in those 2, Porro and Kulusevski, we've got Maddison, Solomon, Veliz, Van de Ven, Phillips, and is there one more? Am I missing one? 7?
So you've got Vicario.
Vicario, 8. Yeah.
Vicario,
8.
Phillips. Vicario, Phillips, Van de Ven, Maddison, Solomon, Veliz, Porro, Kulusevski.
So is the business done then? That's 8? So is the business done then? Because we normally go for 7. So what's going on?
Something about white guys? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what goes through people's minds. Like, people must be sitting at home, either watching this on their phone or their laptop, and they just go, "I'm going to say something stupid," and it just comes out. Let's move away from Harry Kane. I mean, look, it's going to rumble on. We'll see tomorrow. I'm guessing that my Spurs review tomorrow at 8 p.m. is going to be mental, because you've got the game that would have happened. Van de Ven, I think, would have signed officially by then, and also we might have Harry Kane news. Look, Veliz coming in. If Harry Kane stays, I think that's fine, right? You've brought in Veliz, he's young, he can either stay and learn or he can go out on loan and keep playing. If Harry Kane goes, though, that's not enough, is it, Barry? It can't just be Veliz. There's got to be whether it's Gift Orban or whoever else it might be, there's got to be another one, right?
I'm not sure. I'm kind of okay if Kane goes. I'm kind of okay if there's no one signed. I think what we should do then is go and drop the money for whatever Brentford want for Ivan Toney to come in January or whenever he can come, whether that's at the end of the season or what have you. Because if you look at it, you've got question marks over if Perisic is staying. For me, Perisic is far better. Same with Porro. They're both far better in those advanced positions than they are in the defensive positions or the wing back positions. So
yeah.
Got them. You've then got Kulusevski. You've then got Solomon. You've then got Son. You've got Rishi, and you've potentially got Maddison in that attacking thing. And with one game a week, I don't really think we necessarily need to go and just make that. Go and rush out and go and get Gift Orban or the other guy. I've forgotten his name. So look, I'm okay with that. What we need to do though is we are. Obviously, Adoji and Sarr don't count in the quota because they're under 21. So that puts us 2 players above the quota in terms of that. So I guess we were talking about this earlier. I guess Lloris, Sanchez, and Ndombele are the ones that get sold. So we're then okay. So then if we do sign one more player, that's kind of where we're at. But we need to, I think Graham put it, we probably need to get rid of 12. But I don't think we're going to see. I think we'll probably see Lloris, Sanchez, and Ndombele definitely gone this summer. Then we may see some contracts ripped up, maybe towards January, and then we're going to see. I just think there's just too much to do between now and the end of August.
Don't you think as well? And actually, just before I come to that, there's 758 of you in this chat. Smash that like button, people. Saturday night, we're putting on a show for you. We've got just over a quarter of the people in this chat have smashed the like button. It's free. It's almost like paying. Just pay. Use that as entry to
Henry would say, pay your rent.
Pay your rent. There's 205 likes and 759 people in the chat. And if I could get another, look, we're going to aim for 8,600. We're on 8,555. If we can get 30, 40 people to subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. I'm going to put the link to subscribe in the chat. If anyone did then want to chat, that would be, did want to subscribe, that would be much appreciated. And honestly, it really does mean the world to, mean the world to us. So please, please, please do stick that in. Let's have a look. Let's look at some positive comments. Another maniac. So big up, Savva. Love your show. That Orban looks class. Yeah. I've not seen a lot of him, but what I have watched of him on videos, always difficult on videos, but he looks quick, looks strong, looks like he scores goals. So we'll have to see what happens there. P has said Maddison is the only signing I'm actually happy with. The rest are not 5 finished signing, to be honest. Top 5.
Top 5 finished signing.
Top 5. Look, we'll see. Listen, I agree with you. I think, Barry, I know you've got to go in about 7 or 8 minutes or whatever it may be. And by the way, I'll be staying. So if you want to get some questions in, please do. And thank you to the 2 people that just subscribed. Thank you so much. 3 people. Thank you so much. It's interesting, isn't it? Because lots of people do this game, don't they? Where are we going to finish next year? Where are we going to finish? What are you rating the window? I don't like the rating a window out of 10 thing. I think it comes back to bite you in the backside. But where we're going to finish right now, I've been very vocal all window that I'm not putting pressure on Ange this year. For me, I don't think that progression for this club in the short term should be based on one season's league position. I think there's so much to do in terms of incomings, outgoings, philosophy, getting some feel-good factor back around the club after 5 years of Jose and Conte. for me, as long as it's not ridiculous, as long as we don't drop out the top half, and as long as I see some good football and working towards a sustained structure, I'm comfortable with it. Where are you on the whole where Tottenham must finish this year for it to be success?
For me, I mean, like all this nonsense, we're going to get relegated, Harry Kane leaves, we're going to get relegated, all that. It's just absolute nonsense, right? So for me, I guess there's no expectation, right? Because the moment you sit there and go, oh, I reckon between 5th and 9th, or do you remember that guy? Was it your show, Savva, and the guy or you having the debate with, and he was going, oh yeah, but if you finish 8th, that's mid-table, or whatever it was. I can't remember what I saw that.
He was saying that. Wasn't he saying 5th or 6th was mid-table or something like it was?
Mid-table. Yeah. If you don't finish in the top 4, then you're a mid-table team.
You're mid-table, and I couldn't work.
So look,
work that maths. For
me, I've not really got any expectations. I just want to see better football. I just want to see football on the attacking football. Look, I've said this as well, is that up until January, there's going to be some crazy games, right? There's going to be, while they're all still trying to work to this new system, they're working with all these new players. And I think that we're going to see some 4-3 results. We're going to see 5-2, 6-4s, and some really crazy high scoring games.
Yeah.
And I'm okay losing that way. If for example, you take Liverpool last season, right? If we're not 3-0 down and it's a 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, then it goes 3-3, then 4-3, I'm fine with that. Actually, I thought that game, I was there, and I thought that game was there for the taking. Even at 3-0 up, Liverpool didn't look comfortable. So look, I want to see attacking football. If the thing is if we finish, we can finish it up to 8th in the European positions. But if we don't, then we don't. As long as I think everything that the club are trying to do, and this is not by any means me saying I love Levy and everything else. The drummer from White Hart Lane, the drummer's back. What that means and what that looks like, we'll see.
Yeah.
Bagel bar, which they had the bagel bar at White Hart Lane, it's back from tomorrow. So somewhere along these lines, someone is telling the club or whoever it is that they need to start listening to the fans and they need to start engaging the fans.
And there needs to be some change. Yeah.
So I'm not saying by getting a drummer and putting some bagels on for sale is going to change the last 23 years, because it's not. So none of this Barry said, right? Because Barry didn't say. But the point is that Ange, apart from, like you said, Savva, when he came out and said about Davis and Dyer, and what he said about them, right? Everything else has been spot on. Everything else has been likable. Everything else has been, getting the fans on board saying, "God, this is good." You know, and actually, although he did say those things about Davis and Dyer, it's a far cry from being absolutely thrown under the bus by Conte in that press conference after Southampton, right? So, look, there's loads to do, but I just think if we can get to the end of the season where the enjoyment factor is, we wake up, we want to watch a game, we want to enjoy going to a game, if that's what you choose to do. That's where I think we all need to be back to as a starting point. Mm-hmm. Let's just see if we what we need to do though is, if we get to January and for whatever reason, whether that's we're deep in the Carling Cup or Carabao Cup or Carabao Cup or however Henry was saying it last night.
Oh yeah, the Carabao Cup.
The Adebayo Akinfenwa Cup. So whatever that looks like, I think we should reevaluate and reassess where our expectations are, because I'm not having any of this narrative like what Arsenal did, that top for 247 days and that at Christmas they were top by 12 points or whatever it is, and then they went, "Oh, but it was a good season. We did really well for a young team." No. If that's where you are at Christmas, you're going out in January and you're getting the signings that are going to get you over the line. So
yeah, of course.
We just need to have a bit of patience and see where we are, right? Because we could be, after 7 games, I think I predicted, I can't remember what I predicted. I think it was 7 points from 7 games.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
If we're all of a sudden, after 7 games and we've got, I don't know, 15 points, then we're like, what the hell's going on? Do you know what I mean? So we just need, we don't know what's going to happen, right? We don't know what's going to happen.
I find it interesting, Barry. I find it interesting that, like, all of a sudden now, a lot of people keep putting in comments about winning a League Cup, go and win the League Cup in the first year. Listen, I'd love to win a cup. I think we would all love to win a cup. We've love Levy, hate Levy, love the managers, hate the managers. One thing we can all agree on, we want to see some silverware. I just don't think it's fair in his first season to put that expectation on him when he's coming into a real storm. I won't say the word because I'll get demonetized, but he's coming into a real storm here where not only has he got to change the style of play, he's got to change the complete ethos of this football club. He's got to get, like, you could see from last year, the players didn't want to play for Conte. You could see it. They didn't like that style of play. No one seemed happy. The players would run out for the game, and it was almost like they were jogging out. There was no one was pumped, ready to go. So I think that to put this guy under that pressure is tough. And I think it's all well and good saying, like, we must just go for a cup. Yeah, go for a cup. But Liverpool go for a cup.
Yeah.
Man United, Man City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle, all of these clubs put out good teams in cups. So I think it's going to be tough. Listen, did you need to go on where?
I need to jump off. But what Devon again, mate?
Is he back?
He's back. Conte is a way better manager than Ange. Stop hating on Conte. Devon, what you think I'll find is, again, I spoke facts. Did Conte throw the players under the bus after the Southampton game? Yes or no? Yes, he did. I didn't say Ange was a better manager than Conte. What you need to do, like Savva will say, you need to use these, mate. And you've come in the chat, you've called me a liar. What you've said is a lie, mate. So come on, let's be fair. Conte is a better manager than Ange on paper. Conte was not the right manager for this football club at the time.
I think Conte's a better manager than Ange from history of what we've seen with top players at big clubs. Ange, for me, from what I've seen already, is a better coach. And there's a huge difference between being a coach that can go in and make players a lot better and being a manager that works with the top players in the world and wins trophies. And then you get people like Pep Guardiola, who are unfortunately both. But listen, Barry, thanks so much for giving me.
For longer.
No. It's all good, my man. Listen, enjoy the game tomorrow. Look, I'm sure I'll see you on a stream in the next 48 hours or something at some point. So
I'll be there going, he's playing, he's staying. Have you seen the team news?
Oh, brilliant.
And I'll be like, guys, don't get excited. Do you know what I might do tomorrow? I might, just when the players are warming up, send a message around going, Kane's just pulled up.
Yeah. ITK, tier 15. Kane's just pulled up.
Barry exclusive. I'll send it to Henry and see if he bites, right? I'll send it to Henry and see if he bites.
Henry will pass it off as, I've got a source near the club who has said.
I've got a reporter in the stadium right now that's seen Harry Kane pull up and he's limping.
He absolutely loves it, does Henry. But listen, mate, I really appreciate it. I'll catch up with you tomorrow, all right?
No worries, Savva. Big up, everyone.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Bye.
See you later. Everybody, so I'll try to get to as many comments as possible. Before we do, Scooter Reacts has become a channel member. Big up, Scooter Reacts. Thank you so much for the support. As I said, there will be channel member only shows happening once a week starting next week. So look out for that. For anyone that's just joined, there are 758 of you in here. And the pinned chat, for anyone that doesn't know, the pinned chat is for the Fantasy Premier League. I've created a league. It is called the Football Heritage TV Fantasy Football League. You can see my team in there, which is the Football Heritage TV Flip-Flops. There are loads and loads of people that have joined. Please feel free to join the prize money is £500 for first place, £250 for second place, and a shirt of your choice for third place. So listen, there's some good incentive there. Keep smashing that like button. And guys and girls, please, if we get another 5 to 10 people, smash that subscribe button. It would be really, really appreciated. Let's get to some comments in the chat then, shall we? Let's go to that section of the show. There's loads and loads of people in here, loads of comments. Big up to Jacob, who's just joined the chat. Big up to you, my man. I hope you're well. Gary, officer in the house. Big up to you as well. Peter said, evening, Savva. Spurs handing out here we goes this weekend like dollar bills to a cheap hooker. Yeah, I think at some point, though, it needs to be some here you goes on some, like a tap sober and, like a DM. But I hear you. Yeah, absolutely, Roy. People should just log in and smash that like button. It's not difficult to do, is it? Also, it's so funny that when I look back, most YouTubers look back at the content you've done and you'll see that you had like 800 people in a show for over an hour and only 400 of those people had subscribed to the channel. And it's like, clearly those people were here for over an hour. They must have liked something, but couldn't be bothered to subscribe. So if you can subscribe, please do. And also Nick Gray has just become a YouTube channel member as well. Big up to you, Nick. Thank you so much for the support. As always, YouTube channel members, YouTube only member shows starting from next week. Let's get some questions in. Put a queue. I'll try and get to as many questions as I can to ensure they get read out. Put them in a super chat, and we'll take it from there. Oh, Leslie Crawford has said the players and fans hated the defensive boring football under Conte. They did, Leslie. I was one of them, and yet got called out so much for it that this is the best manager you've ever had. And I was like, not for me. Not for me. I think any of you that watch me know I couldn't get on board with Conte in any way, shape or form. I hated his press conferences. I hated his style of football. I hated everything about what he was doing. Seems like a nice guy. I just didn't like anything about his football. Paul Davies has said a win for me this season would be to galvanise the team and implement a cohesion that spreads throughout the team. Obviously, some Euro place finish would be good also. I agree. I think if you get the first part of this right, the second part naturally follows. Absolutely. Barry Spurs said, smash that like button, people. Just checking to see if there've been any other news for us Spurs fans. There hasn't at the moment. Nottingham Forest are close to signing Matt Turner from Arsenal. PSG's position has not changed on Mbappe. Fabrizio Romano understands that West Ham have just sent an official bid for £30 million to Ajax for Edson Alvarez, the defensive midfielder. Good player. Mario has said it's not Spurs fans who need to show patience. We've had near enough 3 decades of practice. It's Levy who's the trigger unhappy merchant showing a lack of patience. A lot to be said for that. Christopher said Arteta won a cup in his first year. Ten Hag the League Cup in his first year. The only difference is this is Spurs. No, the only difference is those 2 managers had much better players as well, right? I mean, let's call it for what it is, Chris. If you're going to come in here and say that, Spurs, I don't think have got the players right now to go and win something. If we do, I think Big Ange deserves a statue. So let's keep it real, shall we? Phil Coy's, big up Phil Barnett, has said, what would be a successful season, Ange's first season? Also, which player do you think will thrive under Ange? Well, I think I've just covered the first part. I think Basuma is going to be the biggest beneficiary here. I think Basuma is an excellent player, criminally used by Conte. But I think it will be Basuma. And underperform, hard to say, but what's underperforming? Because so many of them did last year. Archibald has said, we finished 8th and 1-0. That's our benchmark. This is 2 summers to start making headway. I agree. Completely agree. Yeah, I agree with this as well. Evening to you, Daniel Pink, as well. Big up to you. Thank you to the 3 or 4 people that just subscribed. Come on, guys. I'll tell you what we'll do. Look, if we can get this to 8,600, then I will do some sort of giveaway. And you know that I always stick to my word. So let's 31 out of the 695 of you that are in here. Dave Sidney has said, if Kane stays, we have a chance of top 4. I'm not bothered about top 4 for 1 year. For me, I care more about the football club. And if Kane only stays for 1 year and goes on a free, I care more about that than I do getting in Champions League for 1 year. This guy cannot leave the football club on a free. He can't. He absolutely can't. Do you have a thing for Pep? Do I have a thing for Pep? I have a thing that I respect what an amazing football player and football manager is. Is that what you mean? Don't know what you mean there. Devon has said Conte took Juve from mid-table to title, Chelsea from mid-table to title, and won into their first title in years. He ended the dominance he started in Italy while Ange's been in China and Scotland. Cool. Did you enjoy watching Tottenham under Antonio Conte? Is all I've got to say to you. Robert has said Ange is an old school type. He will develop players from the youth teams. Yeah, good. I think the difference is you get managers sometimes that are top managers, but just not, but they need to be at the top clubs, right? You've got top managers that are great with players when they are world class and they can go on and win things. You look at the Juventus squads he picked up. You look at the Chelsea squad he picked up. Top squads with top players that had underachieved, and he took them and won. Coming to Tottenham is a complete different story, isn't it? Coming to Tottenham is a complete different story. And I said from day one, I do not feel this is the right guy to take us forward. And I stick by that. Lots of reports coming out tonight, people. Lots of reports coming out tonight that Longley is back on. But we've had those conversations now for weeks and weeks. It's still not happened. So hopefully that's not right. Spurs Stew, big up to you. I said only time will tell whether these signings are more successful than Hill, Roden, Clark, etc. But a good coach who likes working with youngsters will definitely help. Absolutely. I think the difference is that I think a lot of people overlook is the players we're bringing in now are being brought in mind for a philosophy of Postecoglou. And what I mean by that is all the other players, I don't know what they were signed for, what formation, why were they bought? Where did a Hill or a Jack Clark fit into the system? What was the system? All of these different questions that you ask yourself. Gary, big up, has said, we're not going to make all the changes needed in one transfer window. Sure, absolutely. We have gaps in the squad that won't be filled. Yep. We need engaging football, then work from there. Yep. Bang on. Bang on. First and foremost, get the fans excited again. Get the fans so that when it gets to 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, they're ready for the 3 p.m. kickoff. Get them excited. Get them buzzing, knowing that win, lose or draw, your team's going to play football. Not win, lose or draw, your team's going to sit 10 men behind the ball and bore you to death. Joseph Hallworth has said, what would the club need to do for you to go to a match this season? For me, the club, Daniel Levy, for the next 3-4 windows, needs to act like a proper chairman. He needs to act like he wants success at this football club. Because for me, I just see him rinsing fans year in, year out. So, again, when people go, oh, a good window. Okay, not yet, it's not. But if you do have the really good window, then kick on in January. Then kick on next summer. And then January. You look at these top clubs. Man City don't stand still with their squad, do they? Man City don't stand still. Pep knows when to move them on. He knows when they need a new challenge. They move. He brings in new players. They grow. Yeah, we can't keep acting how we've been acting. Yeah, let's do that. Fantasy live shows. Take that how you want, my friend. Big up to Darius, who said, hello, Savalicious. Hello to you as well. Big up to you. Shafaya said, unfortunately, won't be able to watch the match tomorrow, but hope we get an 11 playing a full 90 minutes. Yeah, hopefully we do. By the way, should have mentioned this earlier in the show. Tomorrow, we have got a watch-along. I'll be going live at 12, a couple of hours just to see what news has come in, and then the game will be at 2 o'clock. So the first hour will be very much Spurs chat, whatever's happened in the morning, any news that's come out, because there's loads of news at the moment. From 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, the team news will be out. We'll talk about the team. Hopefully, Kane will be in it, but we'll see. And then we'll do the watch along. Then at 8 p.m. tomorrow night is the Spurs review with myself, Sean from the Spurs Talk Show, and Haz from Southview Coys. Nick Gray, big up Nick, has just become a channel member. Big up to you, Nick. I really, really do appreciate that. And just stuck in, I don't think you can see it. I don't know why it's not showing up on my screen. Has put in a super chat as well of £10. So thank you so much for that. Big up to Nick, new channel member. As I've said, channel member only shows taking place from next week. Guys and girls, we're now motoring towards the 8,600. We're on 8,575. Let's just smash that subscribe button. Help me grow. I'll put on shows for you every day. That's how the world works. Thoughts on Laporte, top centre-half, top player. As I said, if Levy pulls that one off, respect to him. I don't think he will. I just don't think he will. If he does, happy to sit here and say I was wrong. Savva, evening. Who do you want to see gone the most? Ndombele, Sanchez, or Lloris? All three in equal measures. All three in equal measures, my friend. The league code is in the chat, was it not? There we go. The league code I'm putting in now, but the pinned message on this chat does take you straight through to the league if you've got a fantasy team set up. Daniel Pink, big up to you as well. Evening to you. Bang on. Yeah, it's always great saying here we go, but we also need some there you goes. Surely that's going to start happening. Surely, isn't it? Surely. Where are we? So there it is. There was the super chat I was talking about. Thank you so much, Nick. Great. Really, really appreciate that. Kaylee Davis has come in and said, anyone know if tomorrow's match televised in the USA? I believe that all of our games have been televised on Paramount Sports, I think. Don't hold me to that. And then Shah, either or, 321 has become a channel member. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Hopefully I live up to your expectations as a YouTube creator. So thank you to all the people who have become channel members so far. We're not going anywhere yet. We're going to go for another hour or so. So stick with me and hopefully you're enjoying the show. There are so many people. I'm trying to keep up. I just can't. I can't. Ian said Conte was negative in everything he said or done, especially his tactics. I agree. East London Gooner said, Savva, would you rather have boring football and win trophies or attractive football and win no trophies? Do you know what? I always get this question. And the problem is the one in front doesn't get the outcome that you want. I don't know many teams that play boring football and win trophies these days. I'd be happy to get teams on a postcard, but yeah, just not for me. Not for me. And again, yeah, absolutely. We had boring football for 3 years without trophies. Yeah, it just doesn't go hand in hand for me, mate. Just for me. Look, you've got the obvious. You've got Gaza, Hoddle, Waddle, Sheringham. But this guy here, just different gravy, just got me off my seat. For anyone that doesn't know, that is David Ginola. Anyone who watches me regularly knows my love for David Ginola. So when someone said earlier, have you got a thing for Pep Guardiola? I knew what they meant. No, I do have a thing for this guy. I love this guy. He's just the best. He's brilliant. Luciano, you don't need to be here. It's absolutely fine, mate. If you don't like it, then see you later. There's no need to be rude, my friend. There's no need to be rude. Devon, mate, listen, you can keep coming in here. You can keep coming in here and talking about Antonio Conte. I don't care. I'm well happy he's gone. I'm so happy he's gone. I can't tell you. I already know Ange is going to be a failure. What does that mean for Ange? What is it that Spurs fans consider to be failure? This guy needs time. Luciano, by the way, I've decided I've seen you before, so you're getting blocked because you keep coming in and being rude. So see you later. Big up, Mr. Wati. Hope you're well, my friend. Said, Football Heritage TV, I would love it if we took Cup seriously this season. Last season under Conte, we disrespected our opposition. I don't expect to win it, but I expect us to try seriously. For sure. Mate, absolutely for sure. I agree. Give it a go. If you go out to a team and you've played your best 11 and you're giving it a great go, then you say, we will beat them. when you're leaving out your best players and then getting knocked out, it's a really tough one, isn't it, to swallow? Do I think that Dorrington and Phillips is the next centre-back pairing for Spurs? Probably not, considering that we've just gone and paid 50 million euros, well, with add-ons for Van der Ven, and Romero's only 25. So I don't know. I mean, Dorrington's going to find it really difficult to get game time, isn't he? The fact that they've signed Phillips, you've got VDV, Romero, if they bring one more in, it's going to be really difficult for him to get game time. Okay, cool. But for a long time, this Spurs squad hasn't had a lot of quality. So it is what it is, mate. It is what it is. Leslie said, Klopp finished 8th in his first year at Liverpool. Yeah, absolutely. Byro Spliffix has said, big up Savva, old school Twitter crew. Big how? What's the FPL code? Link doesn't seem to be working. I'm putting it in there right now. For anyone, it's R59 TVP. So Romeo 59 Tango. Violet. I don't know why my V just completely went there. P. Papa. So R59 TVP. I've just put it in the chat. Would Pep come to Tottenham? I doubt it. I really doubt it. Why would he? But hey, it is what it is. This is the hope, right? Is that we can start building like that. This is the hope. He won the league with Ashley Young. I hate to break it to you. When people say things like this, you know Ashley Young wasn't the only player in the team. Right? He had a really top team at Inter Milan. And Ashley Young has also won multiple league titles with Man United. So we're talking about a player who's been very good throughout his entire career. Big up, Daniel. Thank you very much. Listen, it's just my preference. I'm not saying it just now because he's gone. I said it the whole time he was here. People hated me for it. Didn't want him here. Isn't Tottenham at all. The fact the guy signed an 18-month contract told me everything I needed to know about him, right? This is the problem. He told me everything. This is the thing. I know trolls and Conte defenders don't like to hear this. His average tenure at every club he's managed is 18 months. 18 months. Funny that. Why? Anetta has said, Savva, are you 100% sure you're comfortable losing Kane's guaranteed goals? Richie scored one last season. This is the worry. I'm not worried about, listen, if Kane doesn't play, other players will score. Maddison's a goal scorer. Sonny is a goal scorer. Yeah, midfielders getting into the box will score goals. Richarlison will score more than one goal this year because he's not going to be playing in that dross system that we had under Conte. People have to remember, that system was built all around Kane. The system now won't be, so I'm not worried about it at all. Equally, you don't have to replace all his goals if you tighten up a bit at the back and don't concede so many. Conte wanted Bastoni. We gave him Longley. Yes, that's the point, Devon. Conte needs players like Bastoni who don't want to come to Tottenham. Devon, you're starting to make yourself look a real bit silly here, my friend. Bastoni didn't want to join Tottenham Hotspur. This is the difference. Postecoglou will work with someone younger that he can mould. Conte wants the best players. Huge difference, my friend. No, I wouldn't, Nick. That ship sailed. I wouldn't. Let's leave him at Celtic. I think if he wanted him, he would have gone back and got him. I think he's good for up there. I don't think he can hack it here. Smudger has said, attacking football makes us attracted for decent players wanting to come and join us. Do you know what? This is a real underrated comment here, Smudger. And I tell you, so I'm not patronising you. Not enough people talk about this. When you watch that negative, dull, boring football, if I'm a player looking over and I'm going, I do not want to play that. Why would I join? If I'm watching the way a Klopp team plays, yeah, or a Poch team plays, or a Postecoglou, I want to play for that manager, right? Hey, Leslie said Conte wasted 60 million on Richarlison when he should have bought in 2 centre-backs. He was never getting Bastoni. I agree. He was never, ever getting him. And we knew that from early on in the window, didn't we? We knew that from early on in the window. Thank you to everyone who smashed the like button so far. There's 685 of you in here, 368 likes. Let's get that to 500 as quickly as possible, people. Come on, show the love. I do try and work very, very hard for everyone. Hopefully it's appreciated. I do put in a lot of time and a lot of effort, even if you do give me a lot of stick at times. Where are we? This was the code, by the way. If anyone can't get in via the link, this is the code. No, I won't give Daniel Levy my money. He's got to prove, for me, he's got to win my trust back. Watch along tomorrow. Got to watch along tomorrow coming up for Tottenham Hotspur versus Shakhtar Donetsk. Norman, Stanley Fletcher, Laporte. I take Laporte over Anson all day long. It's just whether or not Laporte would come to Tottenham. That's the big one for me. I don't think he would. Atletico Madrid play boring football and win trophies, same as Juventus under Allegri. Okay, but Juventus haven't been winning trophies lately, have they? And Atletico Madrid haven't been winning trophies lately either, have they? I'm saying lately, who's won a trophy? Last couple of years. If Atletico Madrid have won a cup in that time, cool. But it's very rare, right? It's very rare that these teams that play bad football win trophies. Legend. Just seeing his name gets me excited. Dante has said lots of Conte talk tonight. Conte seemed to want to blame everyone else but not himself. He had difficult circumstances, losing people close to him and his health. But in the end, we and Conte weren't a good fit. I don't think we were a good fit from the start, which is why I think that a lot of this, everyone kept saying, oh, he got sacked. I don't think he did get sacked. He's already said he walked away, right? I don't think he looked healthy. I don't think he wanted to be here. It was never a good fit. When he said Kane is better than Ginola, I mean, yeah, we're talking about one guy who's a flair winger and one guy who's a goal-scoring striker. So I don't know how you can put the two together, right? It's like if you're going to compare Kane and Hoddle, they're very different footballers. So, you know, it's different. But look, just for me personally, Kane's a legend, but Ginola got me off my seat time and time again. Double player of the year playing for Spurs. Yeah, we've been all right lately. We're getting less twats in the chat, aren't we? We're getting less, but, you know, there's still a few. We'll deal with them accordingly. Savva, who would you play behind Kane if he were playing as a 9 between Sheringham or Bergkamp? I'll tell you what, I'd say, listen, both of them. Both exquisite footballers, just absolutely top footballers. Bergkamp's one of the best I've ever seen in the Premier League. Sheringham, though, one of the most underrated footballers I think ever. And there's a reason why Klinsmann and Shearer have both said he's the best striker they've ever played with. Let that sink in. I'm loving the chat tonight, people. Hopefully you are too. Sorry for the person who said it was boring. I feel it's really important that as a YouTuber, we have these shows where I read out questions for people, right? I feel like that's important. It's going to be very soon. It's going to be very, very soon. By the way, if you ask a question, people, you don't need to put it in 4 or 5 times. I can see them. It's fine. Ethel Stan said, Gaza and Waddle will always be my favourite ever Tottenham players, though many others I liked. Mickey Hazard, top player. Hoddle, Sheringham, Klinsmann, Ginola, Robbo, Miller, Perryman, Archibald. Yeah, we've had some greats. We've had some great footballers. Who do you think will go out? Listen, I'd love to think about 7 or 8 of them are going to go out. In reality, I think it will be Perisic, Lloris, Sanchez, Roden. I don't think many others will. Maybe a loan for Skip or Sarr. I don't know, depending on if another midfielder comes in, if Højbjerg goes. Lots is going to happen. Hit the bars of Ginola. Only man my wife would leave me for. You wouldn't have his number, would you, Sav? Do you know what? Ramon Vega actually gave me his phone number once. Long story. He didn't respond. I was gutted. I was heartbroken. I was like, please, David, please. No, I wasn't. But look, just such a good footballer. It's such a good footballer. Yeah, it is what it is. Where are we? So many comments. Thank you so much. I don't say it enough, but thank you so much to everyone who makes the show what it is, for all the people that like. We are now only 21 subscribers away from 8,600. So if you haven't, please do. It really would be appreciated. Listen, I really do appreciate absolutely everything that you guys do. I really, really do. I don't say it enough, but listen, I'm going to put the link in the chat to subscribe. I don't know why I started stuttering all over the place there. Really do apologize. I'll put the link in. If anyone does want to subscribe, you don't have to leave the page. Literally just have to click on that button. There it is. They do a lovely dark pie at the new stadium. Yeah, absolutely. It's the least they could do for us. Yeah, again, I love it. There's no context when people say this. Did they win the league because of Victor Moses? No, they won the league because they had top players all around the park. Players like Kante, yeah. Players like Cesc Fabregas, yeah. Players like Eden Hazard, Diego Costa. Who was centre half? Terry, Cahill. I mean, you know, they had top players. They didn't win the league because of Victor Moses. He was okay. It is what it is. I agree. I think. Listen, it all depends on the type of player you are. But if I'm a player that plays nice, attractive football, and I want to get the ball down on the ground and I want to pass about a little bit, am I really going to go and want to play for Antonio Conte? No. I'll say this, right? Would Conte get hired at Barcelona or Real Madrid? No, they'd boo him out within minutes for his football he plays. Bayern Munich, they would hate the football he plays. Man City, no. Liverpool, no. Man United, no. These clubs do not want to play that style of football. Their fans wouldn't have it. Our fans loved it. Not all, but some. Some of our fans loved it. Gerard said, I'm beginning to think you just don't like Conte. Why do you believe Conte is negative? People say the same about Jose. You cannot attack if you have the defence we had. You can attack if you got the defence we had. Of course you can. We conceded goals sitting back. You may as well have gone forward and still conceded goals. This myth that you can't attack with this defence is wrong. There are clubs out there with worse teams than Spurs that go out there and play football and attack. So this is completely not true. Savva, don't want to be negative. What makes Ange different from other 14 managers in 22 years? Look, when we say other 14 managers, we've had good managers that have had good spells. Whether they've won something or not, it's different. Martin Jol had a really good tenure. Redknapp did. Poch did. You know, it's not that no one's had a good time. What makes it different? Listen, the proof will be in the pudding. But again, the guy needs time. Every manager that's been successful, if not every manager, if you look at a lot of the teams that have been successful in the last 30 years in the Premier League, right? They have had time. Chelsea are the anomaly. Chelsea used to buy so many world-class players that they just went, Conte in, out, Jose in, out, Ancelotti in, out, Scaloni, but you look at Man City's dominance. Pep there for 7 years. Liverpool, look how good they've been the last 7-8 years. Klopp's been there all that time. Ferguson at Man United. Yeah, Wenger at Arsenal. Arteta at Arsenal now as they're getting better and better. Problem is, if you give a manager 6 months, you give him a year, he's not going to build anything. But to do that, you need to bring in managers that want to play, that want to build something. You can't bring in managers that expect the world and only stay at clubs for 18 months. Yeah, Josh, as you said, subscribe, people. It's nice and easy to do. Nikos Kostia said, by the way, thank you for reading out all of our comments. You are the only one who does that. Big up. Thank you. I tell you, can I tell you what annoys me? I don't mind ever reading out comments, good or bad, right? I'll do it. I don't mind. It's when people then come into my YouTube comments afterwards and tell me what I should and shouldn't do on my own channel. It's when people come in my chat and go, you shouldn't do this, stop doing this. It's like, it's cool. It's fine. I'm all good. I'm all good, people. You're all right, Savva. Madison said he was convinced by what Ange said. So the project and the mentality of the team manager is very important. Of course it is. Of course it is. Big up, Sav. If Højbjerg leaves, who would you replace him with now that Kessie has gone to Saudi? Good question. Good question. We're not going to get Amrabat. Looks like he's going to go to Man United. Edson Alvarez would have been one. Looks like he's going to West Ham. I don't know. It's the honest answer. I think the ones I would have had look like they're all going somewhere else. But I'm sure Ange will have a player in mind. Bauer said, hi, Savva. Great show. Thank you very much. I cannot fathom why we made Kulusevski loan permanent and bought Porro when we must have known Conte was going to leave. That's two players we have wasted circa 65 million on. I didn't understand buying both. I think I've been really, really vocal about buying both. I felt it was wasted, but listen, we'll see. Completely different players, aren't they? I think this is the difficulty. Completely different players. I mean, Ginola, for me, technically and skill-wise, I've not seen many better at Spurs. I've not seen anyone as skillful as Kane since. No one. Bale was brilliant, not as skillful. Different type of player. But I've not seen anyone as skillful as this man since. I'm just putting it out there. Kane, a phenomenal striker. This guy just had the X factor, though. Ginola had the X factor. Teddy was superb. Teddy was a superb footballer. Up there, he was 5 yards ahead of everyone else. Up there, just a superb footballer. Zamora. Oh. Bobby Zamora. Listen, I think the difficulty is, Lee, I think big names are put off because they see a forever revolving door. They want to see, I think top players want to know what they're coming into. What manager am I playing for? What's his philosophy? How long's he been there? What are we implementing? How are we playing? I think there's a lot of factors, but yeah, you are right. Savva, you nailed it earlier when you said Conte lasts approximately 80 months at every club he's been at. Enough said. Let's put him to bed. I agree, but this is the thing. People don't, I kept saying this all last year. People going, oh my God, Conte's going to leave. Yeah, he was always going to leave. Conte always was going to leave. He does this at every single club. Every single club he does this. If you're starting a team from scratch and you only had to choose one, Haaland or Mbappe, again, two very different footballers. One who is stronger on the left, the other one's just a goal-scoring machine. I'm taking both. I'm not choosing. It depends how I want my team to play. Two brilliant footballers, though, right? Two absolutely brilliant footballers. Thank you to all the people that have subscribed. We're creeping up. We're now only 16 away. 16 away from today's target of 8,600. It would mean so much. And it would be 600 subscribers in 5 days. It would be absolutely mental. And we are 75 likes away from 500. MJ Marquez said Ginola was Lux and everywhere he played. A crowd favourite. A crowd favourite. I think a lot of people now, lots of people come to me and go, oh, he's not as good as Son. And I'm like, go away. Like, I won't entertain that nonsense chat. He is 10 times the player Heung-min Son will ever be. But I'm not having a go at Son. He just isn't quite Ginola. This guy won double player of the year playing for Tottenham Hotspur. Double player of the year. That is mental. All the players in the league picked this guy. Jessica said, say Tapsoba comes in, could VDV fit in front of Romero and Tapsoba? I think if Tapsoba comes in, I think what you've got more chance of seeing is Van der Ven to the left, allowing Porro to be the right back that goes forward, and then Van der Ven tucks in so that when teams attack, we've still got three at the back. Plus, his recovery pace is brilliant. I can't see him playing as a 6. Hit the bar. Thank you very much. That's nice. It's not often people say nice things in the chat, so thank you very much. You engage us, Sav, and that's what we like. Listen, I'll always try and do this. Some shows, like tomorrow night is my main show of the week, the Spurs Review, 8 p.m. That is not a engage with people for the whole time. That is a panel show, right? But I do these every morning. I do one of these every morning at 10 a.m. Every morning. And then people come in and go, oh, it's boring. This is like yesterday. Why are you here for? Garth Crooks, yeah. Another one. Garth Crooks, absolutely. People keep coming in trying to put a wedge between me and Stel. Well, there's no problem with me and Stel. We talk. And when we've got nothing to have a debate on, I don't think. I like it's cool. I don't know why people are doing that. Savva aging. We're all aging, my friend. What, are you getting younger? El Dante has said, you've done great with supporters drive Savva and deserve the extra numbers, so keep up the good work. Oh, thank you. Everyone's being far too nice tonight. Sure, in a minute we'll get a couple of trolls. I don't know who we're talking about. He got the best out of average players. Who are we talking about? Oh, are we back to Conte again? I'm just bored of him. I didn't like anything about him. Rinketic has said Moses was all right for Chelsea and Inter, but both had Hazard, Costa, Courtois, Bastoni, Barella. Mate, this is the thing. When people go, he won the league with Ashley Young and Moses, it's like, yeah, but they weren't the main men, were they? You know, they won the league with some top players. Yeah, David Luiz, Cahill, Terry. Was Azpilicueta there at the time? Cesc Fabregas, Eden Hazard, Diego Costa. I mean, they had some players. They had some very good players. And a lot of the other teams were in transition at the time, if you remember. Yeah, Messi or De Bruyne won't play. Yeah, can you imagine saying to Messi or De Bruyne, right, we just want you to sit back behind the ball? Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's going to work. Just love the guy. Stop mentioning him. I love him. Savva, do you have any plans to bring on some ex-players like Vega, Clive Allen? Listen, I've done a show before with Ramon Vega. I've done one with Paul Stewart, Darren Anston, Alan Nilsson, Mickey Hazard, Paul Stewart. It's hard to get hold of them, to be honest. It's hard to get hold of them. So if the opportunity comes up, sure. It's just if the opportunity comes up, it's very difficult. Thank you so much to everyone that has subscribed. We're now only 13 away. 13 away. And we are going to go for another 30 minutes. So thank you for sticking with me. You know, if anyone does want to put in a super chat, they're welcome. Channel memberships are welcome. And please subscribe. It really does help. And join me tomorrow from midday for a watch-along of Spurs v Shakhtar. Should be good fun. Should be good fun. Sean EJ Daniel said, hi, Savva. Unlike you, hate to see Ndombele go, but agree with you. We need to sell Kane now if we won't sign. I don't know why anyone would hate to see Ndombele go. He's been the biggest waste of money I've ever seen at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, bar none. I really don't know what people see in this. I really don't know. Matt Walker said, big up Savva. Did you ever think about throwing your hat in the ring to replace Jeff Stelling? I don't quite think they'd let me on to that. I don't have the media training or anything. But hey, send it in Sky Sports, see what they say. Can you imagine one day just seeing me in there? Phil has said, bit of nostalgia here. Do you remember VHS goals? I remember it very well. God, nostalgia. Counter-attacking football works in Italy. The rest of Europe just doesn't want to watch that. Yeah, I think most fans don't. And that's why I was so surprised there were so many Spurs fans that were getting behind it. I'd put the game on and I'd be like, oh, God, I'm bored after 5 minutes. Just, you know, we're always going to score goals. You've got players that score goals, but the football that went with it was just dross. Pete, big up to you, Pete, has said, I think the Kane sale is already agreed and Levy has asked Bayern to sit on it while we do our business. I can't see Kane playing tomorrow. Well, look, as we said earlier in the show, that's going to be the big news, isn't it? If he starts, it'll be staying. If he doesn't start, he's definitely leaving. And but make sure you join tomorrow night, people. The biggest Spurs show on a Sunday night, Tottenham Hotspur, this Tottenham Hotspur channel. And it is the Spurs Review. So it's myself, Sean from Spurs Talk Show, and Haz from Southview Coy. So join us for that. Chris Ward has said, I'm an Arsenal fan and I'm here because you interact with the chat and read our comments. I love that. Big up. Listen, absolutely big up to you. Listen, I do a lot of Spurs content, but as we move forward, as I'm going full time, from next week, we're bringing on, I'm going to have 45 minutes a day with a different person from a different club to talk about that club, but also about Premier League, what's going on. So we've got Kaz from Man United. I'm going to have Daps from Man City, all different one-on-ones. Kaz from Man United, Daps from Man City, Dan Potts from Arsenal. We're going to have Charlie Patrick from Chelsea and Pete from Newcastle from the Magpie podcast. So look, there's going to be big changes on the channel, but we're always going to be Spurs centric. But everybody is welcome on the show. Guys and girls, 14 subscribers to hit the target. Come on. Who's going to be generous? I'm going to put the link in the chat. Who's going to be generous? Come on. Let's get there before the end of the evening. Trust me, doing this on your own for 2 hours is a big slog. It really does. When I finish this, I'm like, wow. Like what you guys and girls can't see is I've got a light here. Don't know why I'm pointing. You can't see it. A light there. 2 lights there. Got the screen light on. 2 lights behind me lighting it up. It's like, it's very, very hot. So show some love. Smash that subscribe button, people. Sangare is a name that people keep mentioning, isn't it? Very, very good player, this guy. So we'll be interested to see. Berbatov, one of the technically one of the best 3 or 4 players I've ever seen at Tottenham. He just made it look very, very easy, didn't it? Just absolute brilliant. The ball could be fired at him and he just cushioned it and killed it stone dead. And I'll tell you what, on the whole Ginola piece, the one thing I loved about Ginola was you could see before the ball had come to him, you knew where his first touch was going to put the ball. Lots of players kill the ball stone dead. You shouldn't kill a ball stone dead. You should kill the ball where you're going to go next. And Ginola was brilliant. Outside of the boot, inside of the boot, on the right foot, the left foot. He could whip in crosses with both feet. Just superb. Just a superb footballer. Glenn Oddle. Oh, God. Absolute God. Absolute God. Mbappe is better technically and more malleable. I mean, yeah, listen, if we're going back to the Mbappe Haaland, look, I suppose it all depends what you want, right? I mean, right now, would Man City swap Haaland, who got them, 60-odd goals last year, for Mbappe? I don't know. Would they? Why would they need to? I think it also depends. If you're playing tiki-taka football, I don't think Mbappe's that guy. I think Mbappe needs to be in a team that are going to spring a bit more, like Madrid. I think if you're going to play the tiki-taka football and the keep ball style of football, I think that's a bit more where Haaland would be useful as the number 9. But look, it's horses for courses. You take both of them, wouldn't you? Yeah, absolutely. This just amazing. Yeah, listen, he was superb at most clubs he went to. He really, really was. Ibanez, yeah, isn't he off to Saudi? Yeah, Phil's just put it in. Yeah, he's off to Saudi Arabia. Aren't they all? Maybe I should start a Saudi Arabian YouTube channel and get a bit of interest. Yeah, exclusive. Al Ali have now reached verbal agreement on personal terms with Ibanez. What else have we got going on the news? Nothing really. Adama Bojang, if anyone's interested in him. So no new news on Harry Kane tonight. I don't think we was expecting any. But hey, it is what it is. Thank you to the 2 people that just subscribed. We're only 11 away now. 11 away. Feliz has said Ginola won a trophy. He was Football Writers Player of the Year when Man United won the treble and Arsenal had Bergkamp, Vieira, etc. Yeah, listen, his peers knew how good he was. His peers knew. The fans didn't have to tell you. His peers told you how good he was. I think Ginola was in the reckoning ability-wise for the Ballon d'Or in 1990,000. He won double player of the year. The year Man U won the treble, I think. That's how good he was. Yeah, I think a lot of the younger fans won't ever realise how difficult that was to win both in the year Man U did a treble. Jay Marcus has said, Savva, other than Ginola, who would you get to the team from the old times? Maybe a Hodler Greaves? Oh, mate, how long you got? Compared to some of the dross we watch now, so many. You're looking at Bale, the Mabbotts, Kings. You're looking at Richard Goff. Gary Lineker, Paul Walsh. Paul Walsh was a really good player. Mickey Hazard, Hoddle, Waddle, Chris Hughton. There's so many. Big up, Hustler. Big up to you, my friend. Listen, everyone is welcome to join the Fantasy League. If you don't know how to find it here, I put it in my YouTube comments section earlier in the community section. I put a post out with the link. Everyone is welcome to join. And the first prize is £500, £250 for the second place. I think that's more than generous. I think that's so generous that people should keep subscribing. We are still 11 away. I'm still 10 minutes behind on the comments. Yeah. That was mental, wasn't it? Yeah. He took his shirt off and he was absolutely ripped. Feliz said, I don't like Tottenham as I'm a gooner, but Ginola, Klinsmann, Sheringham, Kane, Bale, Anston, in my opinion, amongst your best Premier League era players. Yeah. We've had some really good players. Absolutely. Cheers, Adam. Really appreciate that. Mikael, it's a great show. Looking forward to seeing Big Ange get Arteta in a headlock on the sidelines. Yeah. Stinker. Absolute stinker. I mean, I think the difference is, Joe, I think if we're saying Moussa Dembele was underrated, I don't think Gazza and Ginola were. Anyone watching, I had a season ticket in the years when Gazza and Ginola were at Spurs. They weren't underrated. Everyone loved them. Everyone went to watch these guys play. Lisa, listen, I think he'd make me turn. I love him. What a guy. Let's see. What else have we got? Other questions we've got. Matt Walker said, big up, Savva, great show. I know you don't go to Spurs anymore because of the ownership, but out of interest, can you remember what was the last game that you went to? I can remember it was last year when I just finally had enough. Funnily enough, it was a game we won 6-2 against Leicester, but it just peed me off. I just watched Spurs and everything going on around me, and it didn't feel like a football club anymore. There was so many people out in the kind of foyer area drinking, not going back to their seats for the second half. It felt like a concert. It didn't feel like a football stadium anymore to me. But it is what it is. Thank you very much. Someone else subscribed. We're only 10 away. I can't believe this. We're 10 away. It's doing really well. Savva, who out of the pundits on the big English football channels do you dislike or can't stand the most of their football opinions? Wow. I don't think there's anyone I absolutely hate. I find Alan Smith a bit annoying. One of my favourite pundits doesn't do the Premier League. It's actually Don Goodman. I think whenever I watch a championship game and he's on, I think he's really good, really knowledgeable. None of them really pee me off. I don't really bother too much. Michael Owen talks a lot of nonsense, but I would say that a lot of the people on TalkSport annoy me. I know that's slightly different, but a lot of the people on TalkSport annoy me. Guys and girls, I'm putting the link in the chat. Come on, people. 10 more of you. 10 more of you in 19 minutes. I'm going to be doing a little bit with Lawless. Lawless is going to come on every now and then when he can. So he's going to be in here as well. If Ndombele is motivated in the way Mourinho is able to, there's an elite player in there. I'm sorry, based on what? There is not an elite player in there. This is what I mean. Like, we've got to stop this, putting these superlatives to players that have not done anything in their career. He's never been elite. He will never be elite. I think Mourinho got a tiny bit out of him, but kept dropping him because of it. No, I'm sorry. I can't agree with that at all. Lynn, big up to you, Lynn. I hope you're well. Said, I totally agree with Chris. I like your content, Savva, as you're a very balanced Spurs fan. I try my best, Lynn. I try my best. Some of the Spurs fans don't like it. Stop giving idiots. I didn't mention Rory Jennings. Okay, but okay. Yeah. Going to be doing Prem watch-alongs. Yeah, going to be doing the watch-alongs this season. Absolutely. Starting with tomorrow's pre-season game. Last one at I'm going to say White Hart Lane. What do I think of Lo Celso and Maddison playing next to each other with Basuma behind them? I think there will be games you can get away with it against lower placed teams at home. I think you can get away with it. I think when you're playing the bigger boys, I'm not really sure you want to go in with that. I just don't think there's going to be enough tracking back. I think, again, yeah, depending who you play against, but I think you could get caught out. A big up to Steph Curry. Steph Curry in the house. Hey man, said you seem like a cool dude. Big up, Mr. Savva. Listen, thank you very much to the fake Steph Curry. But hey, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It really does mean a lot. And Jamie Allen has become a channel member as well. So big up to Jamie Allen. I hope you are well, my friend. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Channel member only shows starting next week. Jeff said, I think Kane would have got what Haaland got in the City side, but would Haaland have got 30 in our team? I never understand why people make this comparison. I think you've got to remember as well, Harry Kane is an experienced 30-year-old striker. Erling Haaland is 22. I would throw the question back to you, Jeff. At 22, would Harry Kane be doing what Haaland's doing? We know the answer. It was no. He wasn't that Harry Kane. So I do think we've got to, I think sometimes people have got to add a little bit of context. Ozzy Ardiles was a very good footballer, Ozzy Ardiles. Interesting. Would I rather have Vieira or Kane? I'll tell you what, I would have loved to have seen them together in a 4-4-2. Look, Kane for me, just a sublime captain, great footballer as well. Vieira was a top player, different. I'd take both of them. Ginola was a very good player, but his downside was he hardly turned up away from home. Still a personal favourite. Well, for a player that didn't turn up a lot from away from home, he still won double player of the year, so he couldn't have been that bad. One of his greatest ever goals, I seem to remember, was away from home against Barnsley, the Cup. Anna, yeah, Jermaine Defoe's a top guy. I've met Jermaine Defoe, top guy. Does so much for charity. Really nice guy. Able to score no matter what. Done it with so many teams. Yeah, they don't make little players like that anymore, do they? He'd be a bit gone in this era because he always played with the big guy. Guys and girls, there are 600 of you in here and no subscribers coming in. Come on, people. I'm working my guts out here for you lot. Yeah, listen, top players move on. This is why I'm not worried if Kane goes. Top players move to big clubs. It is what it is, right? There's the link, by the way. Just smash that link. Come on, be nice, people. Be nice. Yeah, this guy just winds me right up as well. Who do you think is the juiciest player at Tottenham? What do you mean by juiciest? Can you just let me know before I try and answer that question in case I've got it wrong? Let me know what you mean by that. Yeah, I don't know what people... I keep hearing that there's a player in there and he's this and he's that. I've not seen it. I watch him and go, you're a waster. Like, I don't know what people see in him. I really don't. Jermaine Jenner's getting a bit of hate. Yeah, I like Graham Souness. Look, do you know what? Whoever the pundit is, you're never going to agree with everything they say, right? But, hey, he's a bit old school, isn't he? Big up, Key. I hope you're well, my man. I said, big up, Savva. Congrats again for going full-time. Glad you mentioned Gary Lineker, my all-time favourite, real gentleman. Keep up the good work, Savva. Thank you very much. Yeah, Gary Lineker, that boy knew how to put a ball in the net, didn't he? On the other side of the coin, Savva, which football pundit do you regard as being one of the best regarding her understanding of the game? Oh, gosh. Their understanding of the game. Gary Neville, for me, just different. I think I like the way Gary Neville goes deep into punditry. Him and Carragher, when they have their debates, it's good. They both put their argument forward. They debate it well. I would say, God, as I said, I like Don Goodman. I think Ali McCoist is very good as well. So yeah, I think there's a few of them out there. I haven't listened to Graham Lasso or Townsend that much, but hey, listen, there's good and bad pundits everywhere, isn't there? Lots of people actually now saying, look, Ali McCoist, yeah, Ali McCoist, I like him. Prime Alexis Sanchez or Son, who was better in your opinion? Alexis Sanchez. I think he had more to him as a footballer. Sorry. I think Alexis Sanchez was at one point a top footballer for me. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, Defoe scored bangers all the time. Savva, we all love expansive football, but we need to be realistic. No one said expansive. No one said you had to be gung-ho. What do we need to be realistic about? I don't understand this. Why do people find reasons why teams shouldn't play good football? I don't understand it. Ethel Stanner said Defoe was probably the very best at scoring goals when looking like he'd have no chance, scored from acute angles. He was a goal scorer. He was a finisher. You know, when he took a shot, it was going on target. Thank you to the one person who subscribed. I can't believe we can't get the last 9 over the line. Hey, it is what it is. Yes, I think Ginola works in any. This guy was just different gravy. This guy was elite. He was strong, both-footed, could cross a ball, could score, could get out of tight angles. Just a top footballer for me. Carol, we're getting loads of names. Merson is boss. Merson, eh? Souness speaks a lot of. Look, I think, as I said, you're not going to agree with everyone on everything, but you know, if there's one person you agree with everything they say, that would be slightly worrying. Where are we? Hoddle is one of the worst pundits. Interesting. The juiciest place to be Glenn Hoddle and lately definitely Musa Dembele. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean by that now. I always feel, Foxy, that when I watch some of the pundits on Sky Sports and I see them talking about players and clubs from other leagues, they always come across like they don't watch those leagues. They talk about these clubs like they're nobodies and these players like they're nobodies. I get the feeling they don't watch it. I think we got behind counter-attacking football. Listen, everyone's welcome to. I would never get behind. I would never get behind counter-attacking football. It's not me at all. Close one, but Sanchez flopped at United. Son has had one bad season. Yeah, but Son, when we say this, we're making it out as though Son's had a great season every year at Tottenham. I don't think that's the case. But hey, it is what it is. Thank you, Brian. I really appreciate that. Thank you for subscribing. It really does mean a lot. If you could tell everyone else in the chat too, that would be great. Alexis Sanchez has done well in Serie A, La Liga, Premier League, and League. Yeah, I think he's had a really good career. Let's have a look at Alexis Sanchez's career. I think he's a real unorthodox player, Alexis Sanchez, a really unorthodox player, but very, very talented. Let's have a look. He's played for, when you've played for Man United, Inter Milan, Arsenal, Barcelona, 155 caps for Chile, you're not a mug. Let's see what he's won in his career as well. He's won La Liga, the Copa del Rey, the Super Cup, FIFA Club World Cup, 2 FA Cups, Community Shield, a Serie A, a Coppa Italia. Look, for me, I know I'd rather have out the 2 in their peak. Sorry, it would be that guy. I think he was brilliant in his peak. Ginola was up there in the 90s period with Bergkamp, Cantona, and Zola in tech ability. Yeah, man, some of them were just amazing. Who do I think is our most underrated player of all time? Oh, of all time. Look, I'll go with recently. I think Michael Carrick. Recently, I think Michael Carrick's one of the most underrated Premier League players of all time. He went into that Man United team, was their main central midfielder for about a decade, won Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues, and since he left, they didn't quite get it right. I'm a huge Michael Carrick fan, and if it had not been for managers in England that was so obsessed with Lampard and Gerrard playing together, he should have played more. Jamie O'Hara chats absolute nonsense. This guy, he jumps on the bandwagon, but it is what it is. Wow, there's so many comments in the chat. I'm trying to get through as many as possible. I'll keep going for a tiny little bit, but yeah, Kudos. They reckon Kudos is going to sway towards joining Brighton, but we'll see, won't we? We'll see. Thank you so much to everyone who's liked and subscribed throughout this show. I really am bit overwhelmed at times, really, that people want to watch little old me. I really didn't think that the channel would grow so quick in the space of just under 18 months. Would you prefer to Remy, 30 years old, or Orban? Personally, I'd go for Orban. You know, let's build for the future, right? Let's build for the future. That little pretty, yeah, I liked it when Mourinho was doing punditry. He don't hold back, does he? There's something very lovable and dislikable about that guy all at the same time. Where are we? Someone said, what did someone say there? Sorry, there's so many comments in the chat. I'm trying to get around to as many as possible. I'm so sorry. I don't like to disappoint anybody, but sometimes it's really difficult. Right, guys and girls, 6 subscribers away from tonight's total of 8,600. 6. Come on, guys and girls. We've done a fantasy Premier League team for you. We give away a shirt once a week. Come on, people. John, the Celtic guy, said, good night, Savva. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Don't forget to join me for the live watch along and then for the Spurs review. Big up, Ash, one of my favourites. How are you, man? Are you good? Big up to you. Sam G, I said Porro is a right wing and Emerson is a right back. Would you agree if I said that Porro can't defend, save his life? I would agree with everything you said there in that statement. Absolutely, I would. He was washed when he went to United. Jamie O'Hara, annoying. Yeah, listen, I didn't read out. He's won Copa Americas. Top player. Let's be really honest about this. Alexis Sanchez has been a top footballer, and had the ambition to go to big clubs. Takes a lot of guts and balls to go to big clubs and win things, and he did. Alexis Sanchez, I think Eden Hazard for me had a couple of years where he looked unplayable. But in all, I think his career's just taken an absolute nosedive. But look, there was a couple of years where Hazard was just sensational. Went to Madrid, and what's happened? Like just what happened? Just so strange. He was very good with them. Dembele most underrated. I don't think when I was watching Dembele, I don't think he was underrated. I think those that know their football watched Spurs and went, "Oh, that's a player." I don't think he was underrated. Very good player. Gareth Bale. I don't know what that was in respect to. Sorry. I still think Dembele was massively underrated away from us. He was a king in midfield, incredible ball player. Yeah, technically superb, great player, very good player. Wanyama was underrated. I don't think Vertonghen was underrated. I think everyone rated Jan Vertonghen. For me, I don't see Bentancur in any way, shape or form as a 6. I really don't. I really don't. It's going to be really interesting to see. On paper, at the moment, with the players we've got, you would say that Basuma next to Bentancur with Maddison in front is your 3. But I think it'll be interesting to see if he brings in a number 6. My team would be a number 6, Basuma, Maddison. Just for me personally, I think Basuma's a wonderful player. Bale was better than Ronaldo, but politics played a massive role in his career at Madrid. Better than Ronaldo ever? That's a big statement. Marcel said, big up, Savva. I salute your work ethic. Every time I come on YouTube, you're live. I'm not always live. I've literally not been live for the last 4.5, 5 hours. Trust me, I've been with the missus and took the dogs for a walk and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, this guy, massively underrated. Massively underrated. Hod God, I said, looking forward to the game tomorrow. What do you think will be the 11 Ange will pick? I don't know. I'm hoping it's strong, but I don't know. We've got Barcelona coming up 48 hours later. I don't know what he's going to do. We'll find out, won't we? We'll find out in just over 13, 14 hours. Yeah, just watch YouTubers like me rather than TalkSport. I'd love to go on TalkSport. I honestly, I'd love to, because I'd just rip some of them a new one. But hey, it is what it is. I don't know a lot about basketball. I mean, obviously, I watched it a little bit growing up with the Michael Jordans and such, but it wouldn't be for me to get into a debate with anyone about basketball. Ulfric has said, evening, Savva. I just want to say you make my mornings and evenings. Best content. Thank you very much. It's really nice to hear. Overmars or Giggs? Ryan Giggs all day, every day. Overmars was a top player. Ryan Giggs just did it year after year after year for about 23 years, didn't he? Top player, Ryan Giggs, absolute top player. We won't talk about the other side, but a top footballer. Char321 said, also, I think Orban will be a waste of money. Why? Why would Orban be a waste of money? By the way, no, you can't buy Ivan Toney. And do you really want to sit around? If Kane goes, do you want to sit around and not buy anyone? Where are we? We are going to wrap up the show in a couple of minutes. Phil said, give yourself a pat on the back, Savva. Give out great content and always interact with the chat. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. It's not helping me get these last 4 subscribers over the line, though. So if we could get 4 now, we're going to end the show in 60 seconds. Smash that subscribe button. I'm putting the link in the chat. Come on, people. Smash that subscribe button. Let's get to the 8,600 in the next minute or so, and then we can all go to bed. White Hart Lane N17 has said, do you think someone like Harry Redknapp should have come in to help Ryan Mason out once Stellini was sacked at the end of last season? I think his man management would have done wonders. I would have given it to Harry Redknapp for the last 7 or 8 games of the season. I don't know if that answers your question. I wouldn't have had Ryan Mason anywhere near it. But hey, it is what it is. Come on, people. Come on, people. Come on, people. 4 more. 4 more. That's all we've got to do. 4 more. Brian Hill is fast like Lennon. Is he? I don't know. I've not seen enough of this guy. And I said, I'm still concerned, Savva. Our fullbacks can't defend, and Emerson going forward is shocking. Yet he can half defend. Yeah, I agree with you. Lee has said, what is your view on what Pavlyuchenko? Yeah, I liked Pav. Pav was a decent player. I mean, I'm not going to go overboard about him. I think he was a bit of a cult hero. Pav was a decent player, right? Grabbed a few goals. I think the fans liked him. He did his job, and it is what it is. So, hey, Bale is a better golfer than Ronaldo. Absolutely. Looks like we failed in our attempt to get to the 8,600. I did try my best. I did champion myself a little bit and didn't get there. But listen, thank you, Eric Dyer or Gary Doherty. Oh God, Dyer. I can't believe I'm going to say it. Dyer. Naeem, good player. Good player. Even without the halfway line goal, good player for Spurs. Naeem was in the team when I was young and had a season ticket and stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah, good player. God, I'm going to get roped into doing a few more minutes here, aren't I? I can just feel it. Savva, here's one for you. Was David Beckham world class? Sir Alex doesn't think so. Right. I've had this debate with people before. I think David Beckham had world class attributes. I think he had one of the best crosses I've ever seen in football, a brilliant passer of the ball, and great, phenomenal work rate. Do I think the rest of his game was world class? No, but he had world class attributes. Does that answer it? But for what he had, he made what a wonderful career. Man United, Real Madrid, PSG, AC Milan. What a wonderful, wonderful career that man had. And he's still continuing to go today. Leon, thank you so much. Thank you for joining. I've really, really appreciated you being in here. We are 2 likes away from 500 and only 3 subscribers away. Come on, people. 3 subscribers away. Can we do it? And I'll keep going for a couple more minutes. Me too, Richard Bennett. I am looking forward to seeing him as well. White Hart Lane N17. See you tomorrow, pal. Thank you for being in here. 7 Scorpions said, I was the guy who had an argument with you early this year to be positive no matter what Conte did because positivity helps the team. I hope fans are positive this season, even if early results are bad. 7 Scorpions, the problem with this is the football that Conte was making us watch. I don't know how you can be positive. He made it so. So unfortunately, we'll have to disagree. I don't remember having the conversation with you. You can imagine how many people I speak to about football on a daily basis. But listen, hope you're well. Thanks for being in here again. 2 subscribers away. 2 subscribers. Luke Carner said, there you go, Savva subscribed, even though you said you'll chop me up and put me in cider. Chop you up and put you in cider. I don't know what that means. Loves Music said, I can't believe I've missed this stream. Don't worry. Loves Music. I'm going to be live tomorrow, 12 o'clock, doing a watch along. 8 p.m. tomorrow night is a Spurs review. 2 more of you. Smash that subscribe button. 1 more. 1 more person is all we need. And then we can all go to bed really happy and Savva will be happy. Hod God has said, good answer on Beck Savva. I think he made the most of what he had. Brilliant player, for sure. Would I put him in the elite? No. But, I mean, what I'd love a David Beckham on our right-hand side now. I would imagine David Beckham whipping balls in for Harry Kane. Oh, absolutely. Sir Alex said he had 4 world-class players. His opinion, but we have more. Well, listen, you got to remember that this guy, his level and his, his expectations were up here. So the problem is now, and I'm not going to get into this debate now, but everyone wants everyone to be world-class. Everyone gets labelled as world-class, and they're simply not. Apologies, feel the hiccups coming on. This guy was a good player. Ili Dumitrescu is a very good footballer. Shame we didn't see him for long enough, but a very good player. So was Chica Popescu. It just didn't work out. He didn't want to be in London. Do you think Kane will come back like Klinsmann? I mean, he's not gone yet. He's not gone. I agree with this. Dave Sidney, yeah. I haven't felt for years our players have smiled. So hopefully Ange can bring that back. Yeah, I mean, Ian Wright was a top goal scorer. Ian Wright actually played for Greenwich Borough, which is down 5-10 minutes that way from me. So everyone knew who he was when we were growing up. Lots of talk about him, and loads of clubs wouldn't take him. And the next thing you know, we're like, oh, he's at Crystal Palace. And then he's at Arsenal. It's like, wow, the boy done well. Tommy, the worst sending off and the worst freak injury you've seen. I can't believe I'm still going. I'm now 5 minutes over, still going. Right. Back in the 90s. I don't know who remembers this. Let me know in the chat if you remember this. There was a player for Coventry called David Boost or Bust, B-U-U-S-T. And he got a horrific injury. Google it. David Bust. Awful injury. Ended his career. It was horrific. Let me know if anyone remembers. Savva, my thoughts on Michael Van Gerwen. What we talk about darts now? Yeah. Top darts player, right? Absolutely, Morton Barley. Like and subscribe. Thank you very much. We have gone over the 8,600 mark. You are all very, very nice. And because of that, I will do a giveaway tomorrow on my show. And Adam Feldman has just become a channel member. Thank you so much, Adam, for becoming a channel member. It is much appreciated. And there will be channel member only shows. I'm going to go for another 4 minutes. Because we seem to be getting a lot of love as the show's about to be wrapping up. Thank you so much, Adam. I really do appreciate it. My channel is going to be very popular very soon. I feel it in my Tottenham DNA. Listen, I'm always going to have a lot of people that don't want to watch me. They think I'm negative. So, but listen, we can only do what we can do, right? Where are we? I think Ian Wright was overrated. Wow. Sorry, man, that's not, no. Ian Wright was a top goal scorer. You think before Henry, he was Arsenal's top goal scorer. Let's go. Savva, you're a freaking leg. A leg or a ledge? Let's just check. Romano's not said anything about Spurs. I'm sure you would have all told me. I'm sure everyone's got the alerts. Nothing else has come in about that tonight. I think Gil was a bigger waste of money than Ndombele. Why? Gil hasn't been given a chance. Ndombele's had loads of chances and failed every single time. Beckham trained with us when he was younger, right? But I think he was asked, Redknapp was asked at one point if he was going to sign Beckham, and he said, no, I've got Bentley or something like that. Right, guys and girls, I do need to go. Otherwise, I'll have no voice. Oh, hang on. This is a good one. Gerrard, Lampard and Yaya Toure, how would you rank them? Different players. For me, it depends. I don't know. Gerrard, followed by Toure, followed by Lampard. But again, Lampard was a phenomenal goal scorer. I don't know. I'm going to plead the fifth or fourth or whatever they say in America. Thank you so much. Yeah, David. Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. I need to go. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks, Cassie. Really appreciate that. Thank you for watching. I really do. Adam Feldman said, you're welcome, Sav. I love your streams, especially when I come on as a fan. Thank you so much, Adam. I really do appreciate that. It's nice to hear nice things. Thank you very much. Spread the news. Tell your friends. Ask them to subscribe. Thank you to everyone who's put in a super chat, become a member, subscribed, liked. Thank you very, very much. I will see you all tomorrow. Don't forget that I'll be live at 12 p.m. Much love. See you later. Take care. And as always, come on, you Spurs.